Okay, hello guys. So today I am going to show you how to replace a laptop LCD screen on a Lenovo G50-80 laptop, and this should work for the whole Lenovo G50 series. So the first thing you want to do is make sure it is your screen that is not working. Now, I know my screen is not working because I accidentally stepped on it, and this is how it looks. But if your screen is like completely not working at all, what you'll want to do is you'll want to, well, first turn it on, see, and try plugging it in to a TV or an external monitor, and if your screen does not show on the external monitor, then it might be your video card that is damaged. So the first thing you want to do is, now you know you have your screen is broken. So when you order your new screen and it comes in the mail, well, before that actually, the first thing you're going to want to do is flip your laptop upside down and make sure that you are going to get the right model number for your laptop. So that would be, you see right here, or let me see if I can get it to focus, but right here, well, it's not focusing for me, but right under there on the bottom right here it says Lenovo G50-80. So I know that is my laptop's model number. So the next thing you want to do is you want to take out your battery. The top of your laptop allows you to take out your battery. So you make sure the left tab has the red showing is pulled to the left side, and the other tab you just pull it to the right and your battery will pop out. See, and you can pull it back and it will come out. Now, the next thing you want to do is remove the screen bezel, which is this plastic area surrounding the screen. Now, for the Lenovo G50-80, the screen bezel is not screwed in. It's screwed in on a lot of other laptops, so what you want to do is use your fingernails or maybe a credit card, to get in between sort of the back casing of the laptop and the screen bezel. And once you do that, you can sort of just pop it off. And depending on, well, it might take a little while to come off, it might take a little extra effort. Like, this is taking a little effort for me, because you don't want to break the bezel, because then you have to order another bezel too. So I might edit this part out, most of this, but you want to just be patient with it, and slowly and steadily it will come off. Okay, so the bezel came off, and now you can access your screen. So I'm going to pick up the camera here really quick, and you have screws that you need to unscrew. So 2 on top, 1 here, and 2 on bottom, 1 here, 1 here. Now for this, I would recommend using a magnetic screwdriver, because the screws are very small and they're going to be hard to find if they fall. So now, and you can use a flat head or a Phillips head. I'm just using a Phillips head because they're Phillips head screws. See, now I do not have a magnetic head screwdriver, and my screw just fell, so I will have to look for it. Okay, so I sort of got lucky. It fell inside my laptop so I was able to get it out within a few seconds. But yeah, when you're doing this, I would definitely recommend using a magnetic screwdriver if you have one. Obviously it's not required, but it would make things a lot easier. So I took out the first top 2 screws. You just loosen it like you would any other screw, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So you would turn your screwdriver to the left, obviously, to get it out. And now I'm doing the last bottom screw, and it's important you should have your screen tilted back a little bit, because once you do this, your screen will just fall right out. I'm having trouble getting this screw. It's having trouble catching. I almost stripped it, actually. That would not have been good. Okay, so now we have all the screws out, and you just stick your finger there, and you see you pull the screen forward, and it will come out. One thing I forgot to mention was, before you order your screen, you should take it out first. And you see this number right here? This is the part number. So when you're going to search for your screen on the internet, or on laptopscreens.com, you could put in the part number, and it's much easier to find than, say, searching Lenovo G50-80 replacement screen. Okay, so now that you have your screen out, there's this little piece of plastic covering the connector, which connects the screen to your laptop. Now, one video I watched said you could use an X-Acto knife or something like that, you know, something very fine, in order to be able to lift the sticker up. I just sort of picked at it, as you saw, with my thumb, and then just slowly pulling it up, because you don't want to damage the connectors. And then, you see, you can just sort of slide the connectors out, and make sure you are not breaking any of the connectors, because if you break the connectors, then you will have to have a new cord, and if you're not, well, if you're watching this, you're probably not very advanced with computers or hardware, so you'd have to take it into a professional, which costs a lot more money. So opening the screen for my video is actually my first time opening it. I'm just showing you how it came packaged from laptopscreens.com. So it was all in this manila envelope, folded over nicely like this, and then the screen itself had a little layer of foam protection over it, and then it was all in this box, which, as you can see, is marked fragile, handled with care, and it all fit snugly and securely, so it wasn't sliding around, you know, when I got the box or anything. Okay, so now that you have your new screen, what you're going to want to do, obviously, is slide the connectors back in. Once again, make sure it's secure, you know, it's not an angle or anything, and make sure that you don't break any of the pins. If you break some of the pins, and this doesn't really need to be down super securely, but if you break any of the pins, then, like I said, you'll need a new connector, and you'll have to get a professional, and that's going to cost you a lot of money. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have the connectors back in, and now I'm just going to, well, do what I did in reverse. Put the screen back where it came from. If you get it in right, it should just be able to sit there, see, like so, and then you can just grab your screws and screw them back in one by one. See, now this is where a magnetic screwdriver would really come in handy, because you're not going to have to put your screws in it again. See, like I'm having a little trouble sort of getting this screw in here. I might actually need to pause the video here. No, maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to pause, and I will come back to this when all my screws are screwed back in. Okay, so I put the screws back in, so now it's just a matter of snapping the bezel back on. Another thing I would recommend when you are, especially when you're putting the screws back in, is maybe use something with sort of more of a a screwdriver with a very fine tip, because obviously these are very tiny screws. So now we're just gonna snap the bezel back on, and this is obviously going to be a lot easier than taking it off, you know. One thing I should mention is the first time I did take the bezel off to look at my part number for my screen, so I knew what I needed. Some of the plastic pieces of the bezel sort of did pop off, but obviously it's still coming back on fine here. So you just gotta make sure that it's all on nice and secure. Just want to make sure that everything is in good order, you know, before I turn this thing back on here. I think these pieces may have broken here, or maybe not. Nope, they haven't broken. So, oh, there was a little tab in the bottom corner. This right here, which is sort of, you know, a piece of plastic that covered the screen. I could have taken that off. I did not take it off, so now what you want to do is you want to flip your laptop back upside down, and you're going to want to put the battery back in. So you're going to want to put the battery back in to make sure it works. So that is all back in, and now let me turn the screen on. And see, it looks like I did something wrong here. So I'm actually going to have to take the bezel and the screen back out, and I'll be back.